Howdy! So I know a lot of you that are on here are probably here because you're either interested in entering the online English teaching field, or you might just be looking for different companies or organizations to teach for. So first of all, welcome. My name is Mara, or Teacher Mara. I wanted to spend some time to review and just give some honest opinions about a company that I had recently heard of, and it's called iBestTeacher. As I began looking for different companies, I don't even remember how, but I stumbled upon a company known as iBestTeacher. And as I said, I don't remember how, but just as I was just researching different kinds of companies to see what was the best one for me, I saw them, and I had never seen any sort of review video about iBestTeacher, so I figured I might as well do one. First and foremost, to answer one question about what iBestTeacher is, they are not an online teaching platform as you think of a platform like VIP Kid or Q Kids or EF Education First, which has an online teaching platform. What they are is a recruiting company based out in China. And I wasn't quite sure about that when I was first applying, but I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. So, and as I'm talking, I'm gonna also show you my screen as well. So what I wound up doing was I went to this apply job link, and I wound up putting my information on there, and it seemed pretty easy and pretty basic. You have to put your name, your age, your location, your background teaching, and I believe at that time I had to put my resume on there. And I will say that, oh yeah, also another thing to add is I had to also put my Skype username. One thing is, if you're gonna look into applying with iBestTeacher, you have to have Skype, and it's a free program, so it shouldn't be hard. But anyway, you have to put that information on. Within about 72 hours, I wound up getting an email back from a representative of iBestTeacher. As I said, I was very impressed by how quick it took to get back, because other companies I had applied to teach for, it would take at least a week to hear back, even just for a basic interview. So the representative had emailed me because they wanted to move forward and schedule a 30-minute interview with me on Skype. But before that interview, there were a couple things that they wanted me to go ahead and also include for them. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm also looking at my computer because I'm looking through the emails. I was asked to have a profile photo, an updated resume, which you're definitely gonna wanna do, a copy of my teaching certification, and just so you know, with changes in Chinese laws, they are now requiring that teachers have a 120-hour TESOL certification, a copy of my degree, which is actually a photo of my master's degree, and along with that, I also emailed them a very brief video, which is about 2 minutes. So the video itself consisted of me introducing myself. I provided my name, age, background, education, nationality, current location. I also included in that video my years of teaching experience, the age ranges of students and youth I've worked with, and my experience teaching online and in schools. And at that time, I'd actually began teaching English online. One thing that they also want you to include are 4 to 5 shining points of teaching methodologies. So for example, what can you contribute as a teacher? That's something that you're gonna have to think about, but that could be anything like the utilization of TPR, or modeling, or providing examples or props. So really think about what can you offer as a teacher, because they want to know that you're going to be a viable candidate. And then in this brief introduction, they want to actually see your skills using TPR. So I did a very, very small lesson where I was just demonstrating how I would use TPR in a classroom setting. So I sent that information to them, and I would say probably within a week back, they got back with me, and we were able to schedule an interview on Skype. And the interview, I would say it did last about 30 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, but in that time, one of the representatives, by the way, who was very professional with me, just wanted to ask me, I remember one of the questions they asked me was, why am I interested in teaching English online? So I gave my reasons. I'm interested in working with youth. I enjoy teaching. So, I spoke to them, but I also found that was interesting about the interview was that during that time, they also did ask me if I prefer to work with smaller or larger groups of students or more one-on-one. They also asked me if I prefer working for an institution or an organization that requires a more set schedule or a more flexible schedule. Knowing that I was already teaching with another online company, I wanted a more flexible schedule just so I can kind of fill in some financial gaps. And lastly, they want to know the types of youth I was interested in working with, whether they're some younger youth, like maybe 4-year-olds, or more preteens or teenagers or adults. They wanted to know the kind of age ranges that I had experience with working with and that I was interested and willing to work for. So basically the interview comprised of me just letting them know like what were my experiences, qualifications, and teaching preferences. They already had the video of me demonstrating my TPR skills. So they took all that information back, and it was about a week or so until I next heard from them. And during that time, they matched me with a potential company. What iBestTeacher does is, once again, they are a recruiting platform. They are the middle person that works with companies and even public and private schools in China that are in need of English teachers. And I believe that they also do recruiting for teachers that are willing to relocate to China, but I'm just willing to teach online and stay here in the United States. They had connected me with a company known as Duo. I had never heard of them before, but they have a very intimate knowledge of different companies that need teachers. So for Duo, I also had a Skype interview with them. This company also arranged for me to do a Skype interview with them. And during that interview time, they also interviewed me about my background. They wanted me to do a class demonstration that utilized teaching and TPR skills because they want to make sure that I had the skills needed to teach on their platform. Well, it was about a week or so that I heard back, and it turned out that I got the job. I got the job to teach with this company, and this specific company, I do audio and video recordings for an English learning platform that they're creating, and it's great. It's awesome. It's cool. I love them. And I have to say, as far as iBestTeacher is concerned, everyone has been incredibly professional and very nice and very flexible. So iBestTeacher recruiters have been amazing and wonderful and kind, and so have the representatives from the company that I have been doing some teaching for, which is Duo. So everyone's been great. I have no complaints. To be honest with you, I was actually skeptical at first about recommending iBestTeacher because, first of all, I had never heard of them before, so I wasn't sure if they were a scam. And to be honest with you, I was even skeptical about even recommending the current company that I was matched with, Duo, because I also had never heard of them before and I wasn't sure if they were a scam. And the only way I was going to know that my time was not being wasted and that I wasn't being scammed was if I was going to get paid. And sure enough, I got paid. So the particular company that iBestTeacher matched me with and that ultimately decided to hire me pays very, very well, I will say. The company that iBestTeacher matched me with is paying me between $22 and $24 an hour in order to teach, and it's awesome. And as I said before, I thought it was too good to be true, but the moment I actually saw that pay come in through PayPal, I was like, okay, well, this is a legitimate company. So with that being said, so there's a few different methods that iBestTeacher has for the payments, and based on their website and what they're saying here, they offer cash. So if you are going to be teaching in China, I think they will pay you in Chinese currency, which is the yuan. And they also do domestic bank transfers, and they also do overseas transfers. Alipay, WeChat, and PayPal. So once again, the company that I teach for, Duo, pays me via PayPal. The only caveat I will say about receiving payment with PayPal is there is an international transfer fee, which is about 4.4%. If that small transaction fee doesn't bother you, then you should be fine. So long story short, would I recommend iBestTeacher? The answer is yes. If you are looking for an opportunity to teach Chinese students English online, definitely don't overlook iBestTeacher. I'm not getting any sort of referral from them or anything. This is just me and my honest review. I want to use my YouTube channel to help other people that are looking for employment or looking for ways to enter into self-employment. I've really loved online English teaching. I just enjoy working with kids and with students. I enjoy teaching a new language. I also just honestly enjoy the flexibility of getting to work from home and have a flexible schedule and do something that pays very well. And it also gives me the ability to focus on my own business, which is my own online platform. So it's great. It's a great win-win. So once again, I don't think iBestTeacher is a scam because I was legitimately hired to teach for a Chinese-based company through their recruiting services. So I'm going to go ahead and post their link below, but if you have any other questions about iBestTeacher or about the application process, please feel free to post a comment below. Anyway, folks, that's all I have for now. I hope you all have a very fantastic and happy day. Bye and take care.